iconic that part of his face is and how seamless it needed to be, we pushed for it to be a print.
That's really great. And can you tell us, Daniel, a little bit about how do we get the ideas, and how do we choose which icons we're going to create for new Lego Star Wars sets?
I don't actually know that I'm the right person to answer that question
Henrik?
because we have the opportunity to suggest things at times, but we have a very big team and a lead team that decides what we will do.
Yeah, I think for the most time, especially for Star Wars, it's a collaboration between our lead team, of course, also us as designers,
Yeah.
and Lucasfilm. So
Yeah.
it's a big collaboration who decides what. But of course, sometimes you can suggest sets that will eventually become a set.
Cool.
It doesn't guarantee it'll be next year, though.
But that's really exciting as a model designer.
Yeah.
Daniel, thank you for sharing the helmets with us.
Of
Henrik,
course.
we've got some other stuff to look at.
Yeah. Continuing on the Kylo Ren approach, we have our next mid-scale starship, which is Kylo Ren's shuttle in this nice scale. It's fully detailed and functional. You can have the wings folding up and down. They do not slide in each other like in the movie, but this is as we see it in The Force Awakens. We have some
Cool.
ski poles here as laser cannons.
It's a fun thing to use elements from the Lego system that maybe were designed to be something else.
Yeah.
And when we find creative ways to use them.
Yeah, the ski poles are really, really nice. Just like we also use the roller skates for greeblings and whatever. Here you have gold bullions in black. Also see some engine detail here in the back. So it's a really nice interpretation of the ship.
Very cool. And tell me about the geometrical challenge for creating a set like this.
I think the biggest challenge here for our colleague Marina was to get the wings to fold down and stay there, do not break off. In designing stuff like this, you also need to be aware if you can't get your like fingers squeezed in there or something like this. Maybe things that people don't think about, but stuff that we think about when we do this. So it was, I think, one of her biggest challenges.
Well, she did an excellent job. Thank you very much for showing us Kylo Ren's shuttle. Don't forget, folks, we've got this UCS set. It's coming. We're going to talk about it. We're going to take a closer look at it. It's coming just a little bit later in the stream. What's next, Henrik?
Next up is next in line in our droid series. We have Chopper.
This thing is so cool.
It is so cool. We know him from Rebels and lately also from the Ahsoka series. It is full of details. You have all of these pipes and wires going on all the way around. I think our colleague Jamie did an awesome job on this one. You have different functions. You have small arms coming out, folding. You have his big arms here in the head. His head rotates. And he always his head is never standing still. So it actually has a function for the head.
Yeah, he has some attitude.
So cool.
He does.
And this character has so much personality, right? As a droid, and for the model designer Jamie and the rest of the team to be able to work on this, to be able to bring that out in these various different functions. Cool. All right, and we've got one more item over here, right?
Yeah, we have the item. If you're a Lego Star Wars fan, you would need this.
It's centerpiece.
The centerpiece of your collection. Yeah, it's a buildable Star Wars logo, all in black and yellow.
This is such an iconic logo. Just to think, 1977, the world first saw this logo, and all these years later, all these decades later, it still remains one of the most iconic franchise logos. Just incredible. And the way that the Lego elements are used to emulate the shapes of this iconic logo, really, really cool.
And I especially also like the building greebling you have between the letters.
Yeah.
It's also really, really nice. And there is a surprise in the build. We won't show it here. You need to discover it yourself.
No, don't spoil the surprise.
A surprise for you to discover yourself, especially after you click on the product card for this product down below. All right, Honest Pasta 14284 says, say the Star Wars logo goes hard. Yeah, Was this That's funny. Someone else asks, what is your favorite new Star Wars set for 2025? Do you have a favorite?
I mean, I'm a little biased because one of mine is here.
Yeah.
But as I say, I did build the Jango Fett helmet as well, and I really enjoyed that process. Uh, it's so hard to decide. There's so many good things here. And we'll look at the UCS just now.
Yeah, and I think for me, Bill was the designer of the original Jango Fett Starship back in, I think, 2002. I've been looking so much forward to seeing this being finished, so I'm really excited about the new one that Jackson designed.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Well, we've got some novelty promotions. May the 4th, it's a great time for people to bulk up their Lego Star Wars collections. And we have this. You worked on this one, right?
Yes.
Henrik, do we want to see the assembled model?
Yeah.
This is the Lego Star Wars Camino Training Facility gift with purchase. This set comes, it's the first ever to include Lego Star Wars minifigures of clone cadets.
Yes. And they're exclusive to this set, and they come with arm print and 2K molded legs. So
Cool.
they have boots, and you get 3 of them in the set. You get this nice KE8 Enforcer, which has this. It's not really a function, but it's made a function so you can land it, so you can play
Nice.
with it. You can open the cockpit and place a minifigure in there. You can rotate the engines.
Oh.
So there's different small functions in this. And then you have some training facility. You have a rotating laser tower here and some barriers that you can hide behind when the tower shoots at you.
Nice, cool. And if you're watching and you love this gift with purchase, this will be available when you spend over $160. Cool. We've got some other gifts with purchase. There's this small Millennium Falcon. And such a cool thing. I know, you know, one of the most popular Star Wars ships of all time, the Millennium Falcon, and we've expressed it in scales from very small to very large, and I love seeing it in this scale. This is a gift with purchase. It's available when you spend $40 or more. What do you guys think of this? It's so detailed for such a small ship.
It really is. Yeah.
I also really like it. And this is the first time we do it in this scale. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was fun to work on.
Yeah. But that's quite a challenge, isn't it? Because I find that building smaller sets like this, it's harder than you would imagine it to be because you just don't have as much room inside in the interior to hide anything. So most of what you use is visible from the outside. So you really have to be selective about what you use.
Do you guys have a favorite element that you like to sneak into sets?
I have a bunch of elements that I always use in the same color. So like in most of my sets, I have a 2x2 orange plate, for instance.
Okay.
My favorite element is the 1x5 propeller with the cross hole in the middle. It saved me so many times in sets, and it's in most of my sets. What about you?
Yeah, I actually have one that I try to put in when it makes sense, and that's a 2x2 bright yellow brick. And the reason for that is it's a representation of the wildland firefighting truck that I used to drive as a volunteer wild firefighter in Cape Town. Obviously, in a build like this, it wouldn't make sense because it would cause too many knock-on effects for the rest of the build. But when I can, I'll put it in there.
Cool. Wonderful. All right. Well, it is that time. It's time to talk about the Ultimate Collector Series Jango Fett Starship. But before we do, here are some words from the model designer, Jackson Hughes, the designer of this amazing set. Roll it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jackson Hughes, and I was the model designer for the LEGO Ultimate Collector Series. Childhood memories is going to the movie theater with my dad when I was a kid to see Star Wars Attack of the Clones. After watching that movie, Jango Fett quickly became one of my favorite characters. I spent about 6 months working on it, and I think the hardest part to design was the blue rounded base section of the ship, which has a lot of complex curves, and it was hard to build with Lego elements. But we have a lot of modern pieces and cool new building techniques that allowed us to get the shaping super accurate, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Other than that, I think my favorite detail is that the ship has a functional boarding ramp and, of course, a seismic charge on the back. I had a ton of fun designing this set. I hope you have a ton of fun building it. Happy May the 4th.
Thank you so much, Jackson. Jackson, thank you so much for taking the time to record that. And this is such an incredible model. I have a small personal story I have to tell, because I just learned today that you were the model designer of the set that I gifted to myself for my 18th birthday back in 2002, right? It was the first time we did Django's Starship. And tell us just a little bit about that. It's a long time ago, but it's a nice story over all these years to come to this.
Yeah, but that's true. I designed the first one back in the days. I guess that's probably been 2001 when I worked on it. And it was for that model, plus another model. That was when we made the mini legs.
Yes.
We needed the small legs for Boba Fett in that model, and at the same year we used it as for Yoda also.
Cool.
So,
I remember that being so cool, and I knew no one was going to get it for me, so I went ahead and bought it for myself for my birthday. Okay,
Good.
But now it's 2025, and this is the first time we've done Django's ship in Ultimate Collector Series.
yes.
And why now? Do you know?
I know it's been a wish for fans for many years, and since we did Boba Fett's Starship some years ago, 10 years ago maybe, they've been wanting this one, and it's also been a wish from our colleagues and ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
So now is the time for this one.
And from that first one that we did to this new one, the system has changed a lot. We've got colors that weren't available then. We've got shapes that weren't available then. How has that affected what we're able to do today?
I think it's hard to compare those two. First of all, it's a play model. The other one, this is an Ultimate Collector model. But what Jackson has done here is he's really transformed all of our normal Lego bricks into I would almost say like a work of art. He worked so hard on getting the shape of the fuselage so correct to shape, and so use so many different building techniques getting there. So I think it's hard to compare those two. It's
Cool. Well, we're going to take a closer look at this, but I do want to remind everyone that we have a wonderful sweepstakes, and we're going to be giving away 2 boxes of this set signed by the model designer Jackson Hughes. And we've got a question from the chat. How do you even start designing curves on a starship?
Well, we have a lot of different Lego elements that have a curve in there, but most of them have a curve, like one-way curve. So you need to like go to the element stock, you pick up all the different curved elements we have, you sit around messing with them, trying to like combine them in different ways.
Yeah.
And in this case, I know that he had a printout of the real Starship,
Really?
where he tried to sort of match them up too while working on it.
Cool. Very cool. Quick Yogurt in the chat says, I love this ship.
So do we.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites, and I would say I think this is the best that we've ever captured the specific curves and shapes of this ship.
Yeah. On this ship, we have one new element that we made especially for this, which is the cockpit.
Mhm.
So it has the correct shape. And I know Jackson worked a lot with the element designers on this. You can take the canopy off, then you have access to the whole cockpit where you have Django and Boba Fett. You have the new rangefinder here on the helmet. You can slide out the controls, so it's much easier to access them.
Cool. Daniel, you've got a little inside knowledge on the language printed on these stickers, right?
Yes, there are a couple of Aurebesh details over here. Should I say what it says?
I don't know. I think you
Yeah,
could.
Okay, yeah. I think it's a fun little detail that actually says no step, like you'd see on aircraft in this galaxy. So that's a fun little detail.
Cool. I love this section on the back. Maybe we can turn this again. And there's this great area here where you can see a little bit of the secrets that Jackson used to get
Yeah.
the angles right, because some of these sections are out of grid, right? So this whole section here is kind of in grid, and then these sections are angled.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool how both curved elements and some really intricate triangles are used to make this egg shape.
Yeah, he really had a big challenge on his hands there, and he spent a lot of time perfecting those Pythagorean triangles on the back there to just get everything to work together right.
Cool. Proud Garlic in the chat says drooling over this ship. Nice.
Another thing we have here on the back that Jackson also wanted to have in there is the seismic charge that makes this iconic sound in the movie that would just blew everybody's mind back then, and still does, I guess. You can take it out. And it's fully detailed. You have to make the sound yourself.
I'm not going to try.
And then, of course, the set comes with a stand, but you can easily lift it off the stand. And while you're flying the ship like this, and when he lands, you see the wings rotate.
Ooh.
So they fit perfectly. And that's all done by gravity.
Nice.
Even though you don't have gravity in space. So I don't know how they do it in real life.
There's another great function on this, right?
Yeah. There's a function that he also worked a lot on, and it's almost magical. So when you push the loading ramp, you have the door of the ship opening by itself.
Oh, that's rad.
That's a good function. Yeah.
Do it again. Sweet. Very cool.
It's very satisfying.
And also when you look at the ship from the side, you also see that everything, this is not even flat. It also has an angle. So there's angles all over the place here.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see it on the stand again.
Yeah.
Of course, like our UCS sets, it comes with a great stand, a printed plaque with details about the ship. Nice. Good. All right. Can you each point to one thing about this that you love?
Oh, I just really love that ramp. That loading ramp is something special for me.
Cool.
How about you?
I just really like the overall model. It's awesome.
Okay, that's wonderful. So viewers, you can enter to win one of 2 signed boxes. Yeah, there's the box with Jackson Hughes' signature on it. Very cool. Nice. Thanks again, Jackson. You must be over 18. You must live in the UK or the US, and you will need to use 50 insider points to enter the sweepstakes, or by mailing an envelope with entry cards, which includes your membership account and personal details. There's a link in the chat right now where you can go see the full terms and conditions. And if you're new to our Insiders program, you can earn points immediately by making a purchase, or by going to the activities section and doing some of the fun activities to earn some points. So that is the sweepstakes is live now, and the sweepstakes will close on the 7th of May, 2025. Cool. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about the gift with purchases that come with the UCS. Good. Cool. We've got one here. This is a key ring. I'm going to talk about it. So can I have one of you hold that up?
Sure.
So this is a key ring that comes that replicates the starship's takeoff position with a rotating centerpiece. So depending on the direction that you turn the keychain, you can get the ship to go. Ooh, cool. Whoa. I didn't know it did that. We had rehearsal, you guys, and I didn't see it do this before. This is awesome. Okay. Lego Star Wars fans and families can enjoy additional gift with purchases with qualifying purchases at Lego Star Wars of Lego Star Wars sets at Lego stores and Lego.com. These special offers are available for a limited time, so don't miss out. Okay. And last year, we looked at a book, the Lego Star Wars, The Force of Creativity. And we still have the book. and we're going to talk about it today because there's a special promotion, and it is triple loyalty points when you buy this book. Henrik, tell us about the book.
Yeah, the book comes in this awesome box that you open. Now we're taking the book itself out, but if you open the box itself, it also comes with a time
The
capsule.
time capsule.
So in here you have some special things. You have some sketches of minifigures, some special building instructions, original Star Wars logo, and there's also a specially printed poster in here of the
Oh, that's good.
UCS Star Destroyer that I happen to work on.
Oh,
Just by the
what
way.
didn't you work on?
Yeah.
Henrik?
I'll actually show you in a minute how the photo was taken.
Oh.
Uh,
Cool.
But in the book itself, you also get the full story of the Lego Star Wars history. And just in case you didn't know, the first Lego UCS set was the UCS X-Wing that I also designed many years ago.
And it was your first.
That was my very first Lego set. Yeah.
It blows my
Wow.
mind.
Yeah. The
Henrik.
biggest Lego set at the time was 1,300 and something pieces.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Amazing.
So you get a lot of stories in here. Just want to show you this photo of that poster being photographed. Here we have the poster again. And we actually hung the Star Destroyer
Whoa.
to take that photo
Nice.
that you see in the poster.
Amazing. How many pictures? How many times are you pictured in this book? Do you think?
I don't know, 4 or 5 times,
All right.
something like that.
Daniel and I barely didn't make the cut on being here in time to make it into this book. So maybe when Lego Star Wars has its 50th anniversary,
You'll be
Yeah.
there.
you'll see some old pictures of Daniel and I.
When you were young, when you still had hair.
Yeah, when we
Back
still
in
had
the
hair.
day.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Listen, insiders, we always want to give so many exclusive opportunities to our Lego insiders. There are exclusive rewards. You can redeem points for some pretty cool things. Oh, thanks for showing us the book, Henrik. We're going to pull out some of these insider exclusives. And the first one is this is a coin. It's got a cool lenticular function on it. So depending on which angle you look at it from, you get kind of a different effect. It's got a stand on it, and it also features Jango Fett's starship. Very cool. You can redeem points for these items. We've also got a Lego Star Wars pencil case. And the pencil case has some great characters on the front.
Yeah.
And comes with some stickers on the inside. Very cool. My kids love stickers. I feel like I should try to get them that pencil case. All right. And if you live, I
And we
almost
have this,
forgot.
Don't forget this.
You can redeem points for the limited edition poster created by Lucasfilm approved artist Joe Hogan. This is celebrating May the 4th, and it features imagery from the animated video called Flying with the Fets. And you may have seen it out there on social media. If not, you can stick around at the end of this live stream and we'll play it for you. But I love this. And every time Joe does one of these for us, they look super cool.
And the short is really fun to watch as well. I would definitely stick around for that. It's just so catchy.
So good.
I would watch this show for real.
Cool. On the book, I forgot to mention, sorry, we've got so many details. This is so much cool stuff. I can't keep track of it all.
So many things.
The triple points on the book is only today and tomorrow. So I think that was by the end of the day on April 16th. That's your last opportunity to get triple points when you buy the book. Oh my goodness, cool. Let's see. Someone asked, can you get the gift with purchase if you pre-order? The answer is no. Add it to your wish list and buy it on May 1st. So that's what the product cards are for. You can add those items to your wish list, buy on May 1st, and get those gifts with purchase. Cool. And now maybe the silliest part of the live stream. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yes.
Mhm. We're going to have some really fun activities. If you have a Lego store near you, April 1st through that weekend to celebrate May 1st through that weekend to celebrate May the 4th. There's going to be these great headbands. We've got some make and takes. There's going to be some other things. Let's see. Oh, there's postcards. Where's the postcard?
Ooh, postcard.
There's a postcard somewhere. Oh yeah, here. It fell. Look at this. This is the beauties of live content. Let's see. There's Lego Star Wars designer events, designer signing events. Families can take part in a large mural building experience. These are all different things that are happening around the world depending on where you're located. So check with your local Lego store for the activities that are going to happen near you to celebrate May the 4th. All right. There is one last thing I got to say, and it's thank you, guys. Thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure. We are nearing the end of our live stream, and I want to say thanks again to Jackson for designing this incredible new UCS set. And thank this crew. There's a bunch of people behind the cameras. We couldn't do this without them. And thanks again to all of our other colleagues that make Lego Star Wars possible. This is so cool. If you haven't joined Insiders, it's so easy. There's so many things you can do. So do that. And don't forget about the product cards where you can add any of these items to your wish list. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, may the Force be with you.
Flying with the Starship